say an early season snowstorm may be on deck in less than 48 hours, but today is picture-perfect fall football weather. Crisp and cool at Soldier Field in the Windy City. Just a short time ago, this crowd loud enough to shake the foundations of this nearly century-old building. They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. Not something you expect to see from the opening kickoff, that's for sure, and they will start at the 40. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
On 2nd down and 4. Fields. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. DJ Jones showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. To throw is Fields. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Hunter Nicewander on to punt now on 4th down. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Mostert with a carry on 1st down, but he is not going anywhere as he is brought down well behind the line of scrimmage.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
2nd down, here's Mostert again. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Here's Mitch Wishnowsky now on to punt. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard. Take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
Do you almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. First carry now for David Montgomery. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
They run. Montgomery. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now Fields. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Eddie Jackson with a tackle. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
2nd and 5 now. Lance. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Yeah, good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Now, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Lance, a handoff here to Mostert. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. 8 yards on the ground there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 2. Play action, now it's Lance. Rolling to his right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
On now, the Bears' all-time leading scorer, Robbie Gould, kicking against his former team. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there. And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big connection on that one. 37 yards. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Fields. That is caught by Cohen. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down. Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book right out of the gate in order to try and get something established and get things moving.
The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
On 1st down, it's Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart.
Nice pick, nice pick.
Second interception for him now here in this 1st half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Lance. He's got this one complete to Sherfield. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now Lance. And that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Handoff comes to Montgomery, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, Charles, you talk about this offense this week 8 of the 2021 campaign. Now, normally this would be the halfway point of the season, but as we all know, this is now a 17-game regular season. And because of that, seems like now maybe more than ever, getting your open week to occur later in the season, that could be a pretty big advantage.
Brandon, it's always been a big advantage, and now, as you pointed out, the possibility of it becoming huge, likely. Most teams want that later open date because of injuries, getting that.
Now the Niners get there and bring him down. DJ Jones just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Raheem Mostert with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Robbie Gould on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Jakeem Grant now to return. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, check Mike 57, Mike 57.
From the gun, here's Fields. Robinson's got it. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for fourth down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is taken at the 18. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start...
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Roquan Smith came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. The Lance going to throw. This one caught by Kittle. There he goes, left side. The 30. 10. Touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle, 82 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
I tell you, for a defender, that's got to be a scary sight, seeing a big man like this with a head of steam behind him as he makes that catch and then turns upfield.
Yeah, normally when you talk about tight ends, you immediately begin talking about them rumbling down the field. But to me, he was pretty well gliding downfield there. Very athletic for a big man, and he takes this one all the way to pay dirt.
This is Jakeem Grant. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
4 yards remain for second down. Fields. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
That's a big conversion there on third down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To the air again, Fields. Finding some room at midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
On first down, Fields. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30.
Oh, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
Throwing now is Lance.
A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
The kick by Gold is good, and the lead now increases to 20-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And we'll see what they opt to do with just 14 seconds remaining until intermission. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. So we are at halftime here on Halloween. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
These two teams currently going over their final halftime adjustments. We are just about set to get back to it in the second half. And for the call, let's go back to Soldier Field and Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
On 2nd and 9, Lance. That's going to be caught by Samuel. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lance. And, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're up 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. You got a nice lead. You should be able to protect it. But if you get careless with the football, look out.
That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They'll start things on first with Tarik Cohen. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's 2nd and 10. Fields now to throw. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Javon Kinlaw breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll have pressure coming, and they got him once again. Eric Armstead picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. They hand it off to Mostert. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
He'll get it to the 40. He broke a tackle there, but couldn't get much further. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. To throw, it's Lance. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a 1st down.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Throwing left side, it's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
You tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
2nd and 10. And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. He'll buy some time right. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And Lance now to throw. Touchdown 49ers. Raheem Mostert, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Gold to add the extra point. And that stretches the lead to 27.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Oh, Montgomery just unable to twist free as they hit him short of the line to gain.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
At the 27-yard line.
He's coming. Check in. Blue there.
Again, they'll run it with Mostert. First down and a little extra for Mostert. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line.
53 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
First down, 49ers.
He's coming. Check in. Watch the curls. Like 13.
On the handoff, this is Mostert.
And some room to roam now. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Mostert. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Down. 58 to Mike. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in 58 right over there.
Faking the give to Mostert. Now Lance.
Flushed out right. And that's off the mark, incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Open space inside the 10. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
Raheem Mostert.
His 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year.
And the Niners could be on their way to a 5-2 start as they add on to their lead.
Gould able to tack on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Here comes Grant on the return.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
It was Maurice Hurst who got him down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he'll get this one up to the 26.
A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And now some pointing up front and a flag down. This might just move them back 5. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. That's a 49-yard punt, 8, though, on the return. Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Mostert.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3, up near the 37.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
Eluding the pressure right.
That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk.
And they will finally catch him, but not before he gets it to the 11. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone.
Running the counter with Mostert.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This time it's 3rd and 3.
They'll try and run here with Mostert.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. And Gold is able to put it through. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The return man is Grant.
Jakeem Grant on the return. The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And you hate to see this for them, but they're looking at yet another loss to begin this season. Things really going from bad to worse as they trail here starting this drive first and 10 in the fourth quarter. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it.
And they'll indeed take a knee. So the victory here for San Francisco, and I